Hey everybody, welcome back to Candlelight Stroll, where we profile paranormal hotspots in the tri-state area. Today we continue with our look at a part of Evansville, Indiana that we locals call DogTown. For this video, we chose to talk about an often overlooked haunted building that some people call the DogTown Schoolhouse. And as always, we are your hosts, Marcus D.
and Vic Whately. According to the legend, back in the 1930s, this was a schoolhouse where a man barged in, taking two young girls down to the basement just to rape them and kill them. Afterwards, returned to the rest of the classroom and finishing everyone else off. Well, Marcus, how does that pan out with our research?
Well, as far as we can tell, the building has never been a school. It was actually an old powerhouse for a huge lock and dam complex that used to be out there until the dam was decommissioned in the 1970s. It's sat generally unoccupied since. The only part of the myth that we can confirm is the building does have a basement. The building itself appears to be in a constant state of renovation and entropy. In 2007, an Evansville man purchased the building for an undisclosed amount of money and has spent nearly $70,000 to renovate it. But to this day, it still appears to be in decay. It could be due to the constant flooding in the area, where water can reach 41 feet high. Or it could be something else. Maybe it could be something stranger at work.
Well, whatever the case may be involving the place's history, that hasn't hindered paranormal investigators from going out and checking it out. Many of them even knowing the true history of the place. And they've come back with a lot of interesting reports. One of them being that as you drive by at night, the lights will suddenly flicker on in the upper levels and then just start strobing. Other people will say they'll see a young woman in the upper floors, bobbing her head and swaying her body slowly, then just to vanish before them. There are some reports from within the basement of people investigated there suddenly falling into a trance and losing all sense of themselves, then needing to be either drawn out of it or shaken to be awoken again, just not to realize any time's passed. There's accounts of people returning to their car and written in the condensation young women's names. There's also reports of objects within there being moved. One group said there was a tricycle in one of the rooms that they found, and then they looked away and looked back and the tricycle was gone. Then, when they got to investigating, as they went to the exit, the tricycle was there, as if it moved on its own.
On a side note, when me and Vic went down to Dogtown in order to get pictures for this video, and we looked at the building, something that we noticed that was off was that many of the windows were broken out and the bars were bent. Now, one could contribute this maybe to local kids throwing rocks through the windows or other acts of senseless vandalism. But what we found odd was the glass appeared to have been shattered from the inside out, and the bars were bent out. We don't know what that means. It just seems strange to us. So, Vic, how do we reconcile this paranormal activity, but maybe the core story not being true?
Well, Marcus, not every story is built on a core of truth. Sometimes people will notice there are strange goings on in an area and they'll start talking about it, and people will begin to wonder why that is. And that'll lead to people starting to form rumors and speculations. And many times, a story like this will end up creating its own history. We see this sort of theme repeated in folklore from time to time as well.
Interesting stuff, Vic. But unfortunately for paranormal investigators out there, we've never heard of any of the owners ever consenting to investigators being out there. But if you guys like this video, stay tuned next week where we're going to talk about a cryptid that's spotted down in Dogtown.
And remember, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. You can hit us up on our Facebook. We always love input from you guys.
And as always, keep believing.
Because we'll keep listening.